made a chicken pot pie with orzo. Let's go make it. You know, before we make it, Nanny Chelle's got to taste it. Ooh, that's yummy. All right, now what I've got in my little pan here, I've got 5 tablespoons of butter, salted butter I use, and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil, because I'm going to saute our little vegetables that's going to go in our little orzo pot pie. What I did 4 celery sticks, and I chopped them up pretty fine, but now you can use less. I just like a little more vegetables in mine. And then I used 4 carrots, and I chopped them up little because they were pretty small. So we're just going to pour this on over here, and we're going to saute these until it gets, you know, sort of tender in this pan. Okay, y'all, I sauteed this about 5 minutes till they got tender, you know, my carrots and my celery. And to this, honey, I'm going to make us a little roux. So I'm going to put about 1/3 cup of flour, all-purpose. Now let's incorporate that in the oil and the carrots and celery. Now we'll need to cook this flour in this for about 2 to 3 minutes so that we can get that flour taste out. You know, on this little recipe, you know, I've been trying to, the last few recipes I've been putting out, it's to help little families that are busy, or even if you just don't want to take a long time in the kitchen to cook. Honey, these are little simple recipes. But I found this when my little friend next door, Jennifer, she shared this, and I saw that and I thought, that looks yummy, so I'm going to share that with my friends. So I just wanted to share this with y'all. Alright, I think we got this flour almost ready so that we can add our liquid to it. Now let me tell you what's in this. I'm going to add me about a teaspoon of this right here, the Knorr's. It's the chicken bouillon. Honey, that's got the best little flavor. But I'm going to add that to my little roux right here. Let's mix that in with this. Alright, now to this, I've got me 2 cups of bouillon that I added to this. I did my better than bouillon. I added about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 cups of hot water. And then I added me 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. So now we're just going to pour this on over in here so we can get it all thickened up. And you will need to, you know, stay with this and stir it because you don't want to burn it or scorch it. I'd say turn your heat, you know, like on medium. And just whisk it all together, and it's going to start thickening up. And then we'll add our next little ingredient. And when I get this thickened up, I'll be right back and show you how it needs to look. Alright, now we're ready for our chicken. Now in my other little video that I did on our other little quick casserole, I had fixed me some chicken and put aside for this little recipe. And this is about 2 good-sized chicken breasts that I diced up, and I cooked it in some olive oil and butter, and I seasoned it with onion powder, garlic powder, and smoked paprika, because I didn't want to add salt to it because, you know, our chicken bouillon is pretty salty. So we got this all thickened up. You see about how it looks? See, it's thickened up, and we know we've cooked it long enough to get that flour taste out. So what we're going to do, we're going to add that chicken on over in this. Get that incorporated. Honey, this is just a little simple recipe, but yummy, that I think your little kids will love. All right, now let's get the orzo. I had cooked my orzo a little earlier, and what you do, you just follow the directions. I used 8 ounces of orzo, and I put about 3 cups of water, and I boiled it for about 11 minutes. Now in my orzo, I did add some better than bouillon to it, probably about 1 teaspoon, and then I added me some seasonings like onion powder, garlic powder, and I put me 2 bay leaves in it, and I got it cooked and all ready. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to add that on over in this. It did harden a little bit because it was setting, but honey, it'll get unhardened once we add it in this liquid. Now you don't have to have your orzo setting. You know, you can put it in there right as soon as you get it cooked. I just chose to cook mine earlier, so y'all didn't have to stand here and watch me cook these orzo noodles, or pasta I should say. So what you're gonna do, honey, you just gonna mix this all up, and then we're gonna put this in a pan. Now I added one little more step to it, and let me get this all incorporated, and we're gonna pour it in my little Pyrex pan, and then I'll show you the next little step. All right, here's another one of Nanny Chelle's little twist in this little recipe. I got me a little puff pastry to put on top of this. Now I'm gonna have to trim it a little bit. But honey, it had to have a little crust because it's called an Orzo pot pie. So you gotta have a crust on a pot pie, which this is a little twist to a pot pie. All right, let me get me a knife and I'm gonna cut these little edges off. I'll be right back. All right, we're just gonna cut this off a little bit. I love little puff pastries to put as a little crust on things. I just love them. Okay, now that we've got that little puff pastry on there, I just used the little puff pastry. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put me a little bit of egg white with a little bit of milk on top of this to give us a little more even golden brown color in our pastry. Honey, then we'll be ready to put this in the oven. Now I did put my oven, preheated it on about 400, because everything's cooked in this, honey. The only thing we got to do is get this little puff pastry all done, and they don't take long at all. I think I got that all painted good. So we're gonna put this in our oven, and you know, like I always tell you, that it's dependent on your oven, honey. So just watch your little crust as it cooks, and just get it brown like you like it. You know, from 375 to 400, and when it gets a pretty golden brown, honey, it's ready to come out of that oven and eat. So let's go get it in the oven. Okay, honey, it's hot out of the oven, so go make you some and share it with some friends and family and make some beautiful memories. And always to remember, smile, because God sure loves you, and baby, He's got this.